Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome to Edge of Legend here on Nat20 Productions official on Twitch. There I go. Welcome everyone for season 3, episode 5, and let's get right into our hellos, starting with Sidney. Sidney, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, my name is Sidney Rubino. I play Alona, the half-elf cloistered cleric, and our pronouns are she, her.
Nice. Well, next up we have Randy. Randy, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Howdy, howdy. I'm Randy Alvarenga. I'm playing Lothier Vanlinson, our human druid, and our pronouns are he, him.
Excellent. And last and certainly not least, Kylie, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Kylie, or I go by Kai. It really doesn't matter at this point. I play Shionomis the Elven Ranger. We both go by she, her. Fucking nailed it.
You did. Heck yeah. Well, hello everyone. My name is PJ. I am the GM for Edge of Legend here on Nat20 Productions official on Twitch. My pronouns are he, him, and I'll be playing everyone. And big hello to Kiko Semic saying, "What up, Edge Lords? What's up, Edge Lord?" And a big hello to Nutmeg217. Great to have you here while we can. Wes is not able to join us to my knowledge. That might change at the halftime. Don't want to promise anything. He just did amazing, like a huge long haul drive, 9 hours plus. So he's probably spent. And Sam should be here next week. But with that being said, let's get right into the recap and get right to the action. So if you haven't had the chance already to see Sidney's amazing recap, later go check out our YouTube at youtube.com/Nat20Prods. What you missed was, it was big. The heroes of tomorrow finally got to Brack after making a deal with some of the war priests of Koga, who turned out to be the bandits that were chasing them. After having a nice interaction with the one that they kidnapped, they were able to get a deal of 2 months, no war priests coming after them, and from there, made their way into Brack. They found a nice little bar called the Old Watering Hole to start a ritual to protect them from the eyes of Koga watching over them. Now, we didn't get Lothier's cringe memory, but we did get everyone else's cringe memory as they remade the amulets from season 1. I'm going to let that be between y'all what happens there. And as the ritual finished, they heard a knock on the door, and then they were attacked by the Avatar of Koga, the Steel Price. The fighting was hellacious, and at the end of it, the Steel Price had his hands around Alona's throat, almost killing her, before recognizing her as his sister that he left in Ore, and then he fled, because that's a lot to take in. And we are going to pick right up from there. Steel Price has leapt out of the tavern and vanished into the night sky of Brack. And everyone else is in this demolished tavern. And I will say, everyone can tell me what they are doing as Alona is slowly waking up from being choked unconscious. Okay. So just going to leave that in y'all's hands. Go for it.
Yeah. If Ilona is down on the ground, I'm there trying to help bring her back to consciousness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a medicine check to wake her up.
All right. Let's go. Medicine check. You know what would have been really smart? To open my dice tray before. But haha, we don't use logic in these parts. Here you go. Nope. I rolled a 3, but luckily my medicine is 21.
Okay.
So that's a 24.
Okay. 24. What is the level of training you're using this medicine check on? This is going to determine if this is a fail or a crit fail or
Expert.
Expert. Okay, so that would be a 20. So that would be a success. All right, you can
Just
heal.
barely though.
Just barely. You can heal her actual dice if you'd like to. Get my cheat sheet here so I can tell you what that is. That would be 2d8 plus 10.
Ooh, D8 plus 10. I love that. We need to do this more often.
What?
So you know that time when you probably shouldn't roll all night long based on the first two rolls of the game because I rolled double ones. So you get 12. You get 12. But my roll was very bad. Yeah. We're changing dice. I'm already seeing how this night is going.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way now, and before the steel price comes back or worse. So with that, Sidney begins to, or I'm sorry, Alona begins to get their consciousness back. Everyone is in the tavern, or not. What are you doing exactly? Gonna stay in the watering hole?
All right. So I guess the ritual's all done, and we're not gonna talk about what he said, and he looks directly at Alona. But maybe if they can't find us now, maybe now's a good time to head on over to the druid place.
Lothier, I don't really know how to process any of this. So I'm gonna need a minute.
Understandable. And he just looks over at Dragon and he goes, like, just making eyes, like googly eyes, like, this is crazy. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to process this. Yeah. Well, we destroyed this place during the fight, but we'll figure it out. So let's just collect ourselves, I guess.
Ilona would like to pray on it.
Jesus, take the wheel. Okay. Who are you? I'm assuming you're praying to Afra?
Who are you praying to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look, I know y'all need Jesus, but who are you praying to? It's a big different story.
Who am I gonna pray to? Koga?
I mean, if you want to. I mean,
That's a horrible mistake. Break through my cringe memory, which is just a sad memory.
Mhm.
yeah.
It's just heartbreaking. And now, well, Koga's got a lot of context. Does Koga know? Oh no. Okay.
mean-
No, Lona's gonna pray to Afra.
Okay.
A lot of questions. I don't remember. Oh, I don't know what's happening.
All right.
Cool.
Go ahead and give me a religion check.
Yeah, I forgot that religion is broken. That's a 31.
All right. So you start summoning. You start to reach out to Afra through prayer, and you kind of feel her presence in your mind, and you kind of hear her voice. You feel as if the influence of someone going, "Hey, girl, hey," is just kind of all around you, holding you like a warm friend.
Holding me like a warm friend.
Yeah. I don't know.
Amazing.
Words.
I love it. Alona's she's gone behind the bar, and Lothier and Shionibus can just see her kind of just slowly sink down behind the bar, and she's in a fetal position, kind of like trying to pray, but also like trying to hold herself. So the hug is very welcome. And she goes, "Hey, did you see that?"
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I mean, I don't know the whole story. Sorta.
Oh, but you were aware.
I mean, I knew he dropped you off. I didn't know that he was Koga's boy. I didn't know. And I mean,
How did
honestly,
you not know?
it could have been worse. Of all these avatars, the Steel Price is the nicest.
How many does he have?
He has 3.
Oh.
Yeah, and at least the Steel Price can talk. The other one, the War March, that's just a war elephant that's been living for 40,000 years. And the tactician, oh, don't even get me started on her. She is devious.
He actually has an elephant as an avatar?
Yeah, apparently was this old Akkadian war elephant that was fighting all the wars at the beginning of history, and Koga thought she was doing such a damn good job that he made her an immortal elephant.
TJ, you little bitch.
What? Look, when Wes was like, "It's a war elephant," you're like, "You have no idea. You have no
That's
idea."
Wait, so this was a war elephant before Wes said the comment about war elephants?
Yep.
Of course.
Great.
Yep. This I did this back in like early days. Their name is the War March, and they're terrifying.
I can't wait for Wes to find out.
Yeah, he's gonna be so freaking excited. Oh my god.
Mhm,
But that's still terrifying. Um, uh, okay. So there's 3 avatars of war. One of them's my brother who dropped me off at the temple when I was 8 years old. That's fun. One of them is a gigantic elephant, and then one of them is just very smart.
The tactician, yeah, she she's the reason half of the wars that have happened in history have been so bloody. She kind of invented things like ambush and blowing up hospitals. She's not a good person. She's deadly smart. She's a walking war crime, if I'm being honest.
I mean, work, but no.
You hear
No.
Afra, you hear Afra going like, "Hey, support their rights and their wrongs." Am I right?
No. What? Okay. So that's really good information to have. However, how do I teach everyone? How do I teach everyone to fight like me? Because you saw the only damage she would take is non-lethal.
You need to understand that Koga feeds off war as we all feed off our chosen cosmic ideology. I feed off forgiveness, healing, repentance, peace to a degree. Adaraya feeds off of love, forgiveness as well. Koga feeds off war. So do his avatars. Any attempt at violence against them will just make them stronger. Why do you think I gave you the hand wraps of heavenly peace? At some point, I knew you were going to have to lay hands upon someone, and I didn't want you to lose your morals in the process.
We can't just take them down just by me.
You could always do your tried and true method. Change their minds.
Listen, I told the war priests that we were going to have 2 months to figure out if there was a way that the baby dragon of peace and Koga could coexist in the same universe and they would still be okay. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more complicated that gets, because how can you have a god of war and a god of peace existing at the same time? I don't actually know how feasible that is. Actually, I was just trying to buy us some time.
I don't think any of Koga's war priests know the answer to this either. They only know that if there is no Remitzamat, Koga lives. If Koga dies, so too goes the strength to defend yourself. Now, Remitzamat may ensure there's no reason to defend yourself. But who can say? World peace is kind of it's a concept we haven't quite hammered out yet.
Well, we thought of doing what we did with Kormat, make him a god of something else, but obviously you can't really do the same thing twice. Doesn't work like that.
Powers that you were playing with the dead god who made a lot of bad deals, was a very rare cosmic instance, and you all played it beautifully. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on this. What I do know is that I can bless everyone to, have an edge, if you will. I don't know how long it'll last, but
Would you please bless my friends?
okay, fine.
Yes.
Let me show you how. And she starts feeding into your mind a ritual so that everyone can be blessed with Afra's divine forgiveness. Anyone in that ritual can only do non-lethal damage. They cannot heal and they cannot harm, but they can deal non-lethal damage. Also,
They can only do non-lethal damage? That's it?
can only deal
Oh.
non-lethal damage. But why this is a blessing is consider Dragon for a moment.
Uh-huh.
Consider turning a disintegration ray into non-lethal.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh, that's how it works.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why this is a BFD,
Oh.
my dude.
That's good. But no healing?
No healing.
What about the duct tape?
I mean, like, that's different. You can do the duct tape. That's fine.
Okay, we use duct tape. Okay, as long as we can use the duct tape. Okay. Well, that's okay. Okay. Thank you. You've always been incredibly giving to me, and I appreciate that. And I hope you know that it doesn't go unappreciated, and unseen.
Yeah. That's the job. And thank you, by the way. Oh, and one more thing. This is such a weird thing to say. The door may be helpful.
God damn it. God damn it. How did I? God. Okay, fine.
But
I will use the door.
no, you don't have to. You can also just beat him down with the non-lethal powers. I'm just saying the door may be helpful.
Use
There's
the door?
what's that?
Beat him down and then use the door?
If you want to, he'll be unconscious. Yeah, you can definitely get into his mind that way. Because since you can't kill him, you can only knock him unconscious. He will come back. And furthermore, you know what that door is, right?
What do you
You don't
what
know?
do you mean?
It's the door. The person who gave it to you. The reason it exists. Why it's a door in the first place. You never put two and two together?
That was so long ago and so much has happened since then. I just honestly haven't really thought about it.
It's a... To put it in the most general of terms, it's an anchor for one of the old gods. Within their family, within their pantheon, there is a god of unclosed doors. I won't say their name for obvious reasons. It's been very helpful, yes. But in theory, it's also kind of an abomination. So, just be careful.
I've been carrying an abomination in my pocket this whole time?
100%, yes, yeah.
Why didn't you tell me?
I mean, go off, girl. You were killing it. I didn't want to stop you.
Oh. Oh no. Does this mean that because I used the door that everyone that I used it on now has
I mean,
problems?
it's hard to say because when you use it on Zaka, as we all know, Zaka's immune to their influence. Zaka just Zaka'd more.
I
As-
used it on Tobit, Afra.
Ooh. Well, he's very devout. And he's learned how to communicate his feelings better. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay. Azamat's been working overtime on this whole older gods issue. I think he's got someone in his corner. I think he'll be okay.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Thank you.
look, some of my holy items are medicine kits. Doesn't mean everyone who opens a medicine kit is a believer, you know?
Yeah, but a magical never mind. We're gonna don't worry about it.
Okay.
We'll figure it out later. Hopefully
that bridge when we
an
cross it.
avatar of the god of war is actually going to not be okay.
Oh, hey, Live from the Apocalypse. Thank you so much. I wanted to say hi for the raids. Hello, JD Hood. Hello, Live from the Apocalypse. Hello, Tythalanos. Thank you so much for all your raids. Great to see you.
All right, Afra, I appreciate your insight and your advice, and we're gonna fix this because we always do. But I'd just like to send a suggestion to the Pantheon, just in case they're listening too. Could you get a hold of your people so us mortals didn't have to do the dirty work all the time? I mean, why is no one else is no one else seeing this? Are they not paying attention to the fact that one of theirs is popping off in this direction and like trying to murder some like really cool people who are trying to like, I don't know, fix things?
Do you
Just a
remember?
thought.
Do you remember when I said Azamat's working on a lot right now? He's having a conversation with Koga. It's not going well.
Yeah, I can imagine that probably wouldn't do very good. Okay. That's fair.
It's it's the perks of leadership. You know, you have to always be the guy to bring up the problems.
Hmm. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go tell my friends we got an elder god door in my pocket and a mountain of problems right in front of us.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll be off. Anything else before I go?
You know, I would say yes, but I think you've already given me more than I could have ever hoped for. So thank you.
Of course. All right. Bye. And she fades from your mind.
What if Shonibus and Lothier been doing this entire time while I'm having this conversation that you can hear me having behind the bar? Just me talking to myself.
Drink, 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 drink.
Oh,
drink.
you weren't here.
Yeah,
You don't
here.
know.
Nope. I'm
So-
like, ooh.
You get
Nice.
you get your mug. You look at it. It's ale-ish. It's very gray. Smells salty. You realize, at least in the old watering hole, like 80% of the ale is just fermented mud water.
And you're probably sitting across from Lothar, who's like, and this is the local drink. It's not very good, but and he just drinks it, no problem. He goes, when you don't have much, you seem to make do.
I'll take Lothar's cup, like tankard, pour mine into yours, and slide it back.
All right,
I'm good.
you're lost.
It's still in my mouth. It won't. She's just like, it won't leave.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, at least you recognize it. Like that's half the battle. Is like,
I mean, I thought that was
recognizing the
normal
problem.
everywhere, and then
no.
I hung out with Dragon and found out what actual alcohol was like.
You want to know what actual alcohol tastes like? I'm gonna pop the cork of my wine and slide it over. Try that. and tell me what you think.
Okay. I've had wine before. I drink some. Oh man. What is this? So good.
Yeah, don't drink too much. I only have a
Oh.
little left.
Oh, sorry.
This is my elven wine, specifically from Nubia. I only get it when I go home, and that's not often. But yeah, those are grapes specifically from the south side, right over by the river. So
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. I have never been to Nubia. I think it would be an amazing adventure. But and then he leans in close across the table. He goes, how are we gonna help Alona? Because that was a bit.
Is
Oh,
it
we're
your
back.
Oh
We're
yeah?
back.
oh,
What? What?
We
Axel's gonna be,
live.
and there's gonna be like five different sections.
Oh god, yeah, we're gonna get to the thing and it's gonna be like, hey, do you need 6 things to edit? No thing. And now stream is dead. But then it shows it's live over here in Streamlabs. God damn, today's weird.
I don't know. Weird. It's live on.
It's live to me
Twitch.
now.
There we
It's-
go.
yeah,
We're back
same.
now.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
I think
Listen.
PJ might murder the computer.
I mean, not the computer. I'm just gonna murder the internet provider. I'm gonna go find Time Warner and I'm gonna choke him like my name is Steel Price. Anyway, so
Oh God. No, I want there to be really, really awful like Valentine's Day cards. Like, you know, the ones that are small that you like would give people that had like puns on them. But they're just really weird Edge of Legend references. Like, I would choke you out like the Steel Price. You're welcome.
Oh my god. Well, love that idea. Love that. What was it? It's like Happy Father's Day from a Koromant to an Azamat. We'll get better one day. Anyway,
Tragic.
so, what do you do next? You're all hanging out in the old watering hole. Jesus Christ. Do you ever have a day where every day is that day? That's been my life. Like every day is that day. And these words, this mouth, what the fuck?
I'm clipping it.
Yes.
I'm
This is an orc
crying.
copy, I swear to Christ. I need more
Um,
sodas.
yeah, so Alona's gonna pop out from behind the bar from where she was hiding / praying / processing. And she's just gonna walk over to you guys kind of shaky and sit down at whatever table you guys are sitting at this empty bar with no staff, by the way. It's just empty.
That's how it works here.
Yeah, sure. I believe you, Loki.
No one owns it. It's your
That's-
bar if you want it to be.
You know what's funny? This entire predicament reminds me of what is the Monty Python sketch where they're like throwing mud pies and they're like, I didn't vote for you. We're an autonomous collective.
Oh my god, yes, Holy Grail. When King Arthur comes by, it's like, I'm your Lord Sovereign. I didn't vote for you. And like they try to take him away. It's like, help, I'm being oppressed. Like, yeah. Classic.
That's exactly what this is giving. Amazing. Well, she's gonna sit down at the bar. And she says, well, I have news. I have news. The news is there's 3 other avatars of war. That the door that we've been using to enter everyone's mind is actually the relic of an elder god, and I have a ritual to make all of your magic not hurt anybody anymore.
Now
So-
hold on a damn minute. What? Okay, it works great for the other thing, the big guys. But what about anything else that tries to kill us?
Well, here's the thing. You still do the same amount of damage. You can just knock people out instead of killing them. which arguably, in my opinion, is still very good. So just no death, just people getting knocked out.
Not as
All right.
fun though.
It is slightly less fun. I agree with Shanabas. But
Listen,
like, can that be
nothing
turned
else.
off?
What? Yeah, no, it's not gonna last forever.
Okay, well, I was just questioning because if Chernobus and I have to go on like a hunt or something, non-lethal damage wouldn't be great against like a demon lord or something.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Okay,
Listen, here's the thing. Non-lethal is just non-lethal. It's still gonna hurt no matter what. I don't think there's anyone that I know that's immune to non-lethal damage. So you'll still just do Dragon, when you hit real hard, you're still gonna hit real hard.
yeah, I guess I'll just like drop a rock on them if they need to die.
That kind of defeats the purpose of non-lethal damage.
Yeah,
don't
but
you
it's a
think?
demon lord. This is a hypothetical situation. If we're fighting a demon lord that like Giannis has to kill or I have to kill in service of Hamasa, the whole non-lethal thing probably isn't the plan per se. It's fine. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
Kind of
Yeah.
making sure that there's
And
an
so,
off switch.
I also had a point that stuck out to me because I think I heard you say the door we're carrying around is a relic of the elder gods.
Yeah, apparently there's an elder god whose whole thing is doors. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I don't know about the repercussions of that, but Afra did suggest we could use it on. You see her face just contort horrendously. The steel price. Yeah.
Was that the only part of the description you wanted to say out loud?
I don't know if I'm ready yet. We're gonna see how I feel after we go into his mind. Yep. Yep.
All right.
So
Okay.
are we about to go and try to track him down now? Is that the plan?
Well, I don't think we can really stay here. And we
Right.
can't bring them back to your hideout because, well, it'll just be destroyed. And I don't want to wait for the gigantic war elephant or the tactician to find us. So I think we might as well get out there and just find the problem ourselves.
Wait, there's actually a war elephant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
That's
know.
awesome. Sorry. It's a very serious situation. But I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, it's cool until the war elephant steps on your head and crushes it like a grape.
If you'd like to, you can make a religion check to recall knowledge about the war elephant.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll roll, even though I'm bad at that. No. I don't
34.
recall anything about the war elephant.
That's why you're so surprised.
PJ, 34.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. Was anyone else willing to?
Oh, I was gonna let them take care of it.
Cool.
You know,
Okay.
if I roll, it's just gonna be fucking, I don't know.
It's gonna be like
22.
22.
Wait, I just want chat to realize that Sidney just said I'm not even gonna roll because it's too good.
With your
I have a
plus
plus
23?
Yeah,
I rolled an 8 in the die face last time.
it's still worth rolling. You could roll a 40.
All right. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'd be like, what, a 17 on the die face, go to 40?
I guess what I rolled.
17 on the die face?
I rolled a 17 in the die face.
Hey!
I'm giving myself a hero
psychic.
point. Fuck y'all. That's for me. Okay.
It was me, PJ. It
I'm
was
the one
all
that's
me.
no. I said 17 on the die face, and that's what she rolled. That's magical. Okay, I'm a magic boy. Anyway, so magic man. I'm a man. I have a beard. Anyway, so joking aside, you remember Lothier hearing through the druid circles and your time in nature about an elephant, a war elephant that was blessed by Koga. Effectively, that this elephant was said to be immortal, unkillable. That she, sorry, I just see Reap Psyche's poster, the magic beefy boy. You see that, you know that this elephant was one of the royal war elephants of Acadia, and after so much time in constant conflict, Koga favored her greatly and made her one of his first avatars. Sidney, Alona, you know that this elephant goes by the name the War March, as Afra has told you. You know that the War March possesses some very unusual abilities and boons as being the avatar of Koga, where Steel Price is this walking armory, borderline invincible. You know that, so according to the stories, so long as the War March continues, it shall never stop. And according to the stories, if the elephant ever moves, it will be an unstoppable force of destruction.
So where's it what? So where's it now?
Wherever avatars are standing.
Well,
knows?
there's just a standing elephant. in
Well,
the
we don't know
middle
where
of
the
desert.
avatar is, PJ. He was long lost to us long ago.
I mean, when the Fire Nation attacked, it changed everything. But lo and behold,
You need to give Randy a hero point for that, please.
I will. I absolutely will give him it. Yes, take the hero point.
Please.
Take the hero point.
Oh, how beautiful and glorious that was.
You've heard stories of like a very weird elephant showing up in the Godlands of Asmacon. Not a massive elephant, but an elephant that has made the god megafauna kind of step away from it. You've heard stories of an elephant emerging from deep water at a full running pace on a different continent. Even Shionibis has heard stories of just some pissed off elephant showing up in Tezuku and moving through Nubia and then just diving into the water and vanishing, just filled with spears and arrows, non-stopping.
So don't go near water. No water. No water. No water. Got it.
Well,
No elephants could swim like that.
Lothier points to the torrential downpour all around us. There's gonna be water wherever we go.
Yeah, but Brack is landlocked. I guess the ocean is what I meant. No
Yeah.
ocean. No ocean for us. There's an
Remember-
elephant in the ocean.
remember
The
the
moon is
massive-
haunted. There's an elephant in the ocean.
Remember the
What?
massive tidal wave? Brack's not landlocked.
Oh shit. That's hilarious. Let's leave. So
All right.
Brack won't be destroyed by a gigantic elephant when it's just starting to come back to life. Okay. But first, I'm gonna perform this ritual, so all of you will do non-lethal damage, and we will be able to handle whatever Koga throws at us. Okay? Okay. How do I do this ritual?
You know all the information about it. You just make a religion check. Now, most rituals in Pathfinder 2e have a primary roller and then subsequent rolls, and you have to have enough successes for the thing to be successful. So what I will say is that since there's 4 of you here today, there will be 4 rolls. You only need 3 of the 4 to be successful in activating this ritual. And you have to choose your primary, which in this case I will say will need to be Alona, as she actually knows the ritual.
No, it's Dragon. I'm just kidding. All right. Wow. It's 41.
All right, first success.
Sweet.
Now, here's the thing. You don't all have to roll religion. It can be whatever you think would make sense for this ritual, what you're giving to it. But so far, pretty powerful success out the gate. So who's next?
39.
Ooh.
Damn.
Nature check?
Yep, nature.
Okay. 2 successes. Just need 1 more success.
I believe.
Yeah. Hold on. What was I rolling for?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was the roll for?
Well, that's just it. It can be whatever you want to contribute to the ritual. So you can have it be, like a religion check like Sidney, a nature check like Randy, or anything that would make sense for your character, what they're contributing.
Okay. I used my hero point and I rolled, but so that's a 28 or I'm sorry, 27 for Arcana.
27 for Arcana. Okay. Putting a lot of arcane energy. That won't
I
be a
got
success.
29 for survival because I don't know what else to roll for.
That's fair. That's fair.
Or if you think society will work,
I mean,
that's fine.
possibly, but I will say, as you're putting yourself into this ritual, you notice it's not quite going off. Something about it's not connecting. The vibe that you're getting is that while the ritual is recognizing you really want to take this boon and blessing, it's sensing some hesitation, and the rolls will, unfortunately, the last 2 rolls, both the 29 and the 27, will not be successful.
I rolled a 3 and a 5.
I mean, that's insane if you think about it. A 5 gave you a 28. That's bananas pants.
Bananas pants.
Bananas pants. Damn
Okay.
straight.
I guess you see the ritual, they all got up in a circle and the ritual is kind of glowing from underneath them. It's kind of like struggling to turn on, kind of like a car battery. You see it just kind of like pulsing and like the light flickers quite a bit, and then ultimately Alona just kind of stops. Are y'all really just not that sold on this? Is it something I did? Are you guys nervous for some reason?
Maybe that. All right, look, maybe this one's on me. Okay. My heart wasn't completely in it. I'll be honest. The thought of not being able to like remove the enemies is a little. It's a scary thought for me because what kind of like heroes would we be if the enemies just kept coming back and killing other people, like, and we just like kept trying to throw them in prison? We'd be really bad heroes. Just saying. So
every hero in like comics, every single one.
Every time you kill a killer, the number of killers stay the same. Yo, Batman, I've killed like 1,000 people at this point. What? No, Jason, why?
It's like, yeah, no. If you only kill one other person, it stays the same. If you kill a bunch of them, then it definitely goes down.
Yeah, you're working with Punisher numbers at that point,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Greg on the Punisher.
I mean,
oh no, that's his dark timeline.
Dragon, how did you feel in the last fight?
Oh, completely and totally powerless, especially the last part.
If the biggest way for us to stop the steel price is to have this blessing from Afra, like, yes, I know you two are on a mission to destroy certain demons and whatever. I actually don't know why y'all are doing that, but I accept it. But this is bigger than that. We're trying to protect peace.
I know. It's let me try one more time. It's fine. I'll just shake it out. I'm okay. I'll be honest. I haven't really met too many problems along our adventures that I haven't been able to solve with a nice big spell and the smack with my sword. It threw me off a little bit.
All right.
All right. This is the first for me, okay? I hit him really hard.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm sure he admired you for it. Let's try again later. I want to give you some time to actually think about it, because if we try again and we're not all in it, we're just going to be wasting our time. I think we should find a way to find the steel price first.
You don't think
Maybe
we should
figure out.
have this
Mhm.
going before then?
I mean, ideally. I don't know how quick it's going to be to find him. He's an avatar and he ran away like a little baby. So he probably went pretty far. I'm not
Or
bitter.
he's watching us right now to
But
make
our
us think that he ran really far.
Crying.
our
He's gonna yell it. He's gonna yell it. Crying like a little baby right outside the door.
Someone give me either a diplomacy, a deception, or an intimidation check.
Oh, yes.
PJ,
Wait,
I want to
can we-
use Tremor Sense for 120 feet all around.
Cool,
us.
cool. All right. Hold on to that. You don't have to roll anything for that. Perception check. No, perception check with Tremor Sense, 120 feet.
Okay, cool.
Not. Yeah, Dragon did nothing. On deception, it was a 21, and same for intimidation. So
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20, which makes it a 38 for diplomacy.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm impressed. What is that? I just took a feat called Glad Hand. Nope, that's a first impression. First impressions are over. He just tried to kill me.
37 PJ. for
37.
perception.
Awesome. So as you're talking your good smack, like, oh, he's a coward, blah 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 blah. Shionibus, you say something, and you suddenly hear this like echoed response off the distance. No, I'm not. It's just really hard to deal with the information. Lothier, as your feet are centered into the mud, you get that like daredevil like radar sense, bing, like just pinging out in this 120-foot circumference, and you feel that almost like about 100 feet away, somewhere deep in the woods, there's about an 8-foot tall, very heavy presence just stationary.
Uh,
How can he hear that far?
yeah, as you start saying that, he goes, he's looking at you and he's just going, whatever direction he's in.
Yeah. He ran away from his baby sister like he did all those years ago when he dropped me off to be an orphan at the temple. Looks like abandonment is a part of his traits. Wonder where he got that from. Guess I'll never know.
Okay.
oh,
I need
sharp. Let's try this again immediately.
roll for me an intimidation or a diplomacy check, Alona. I'll be right back.
My diplomacy is 20, but my intimidation's 18.
But which are you feeling more?
I would
I'm
just like to let
angry.
you know that you're
Then
more
spicy.
intimidating than Dragon.
What?
You're more intimidating than Dragon. I only have a plus 14 to intimidation.
You're kidding me.
Wait, are
Wow.
you serious? I beat you.
Why are you so not intimidating?
I
Do
don't know.
It's because you're in the body of like an 18-year-old. You're
Yeah.
like young and spry. And you're like, hey guys.
Amazing. I'm
I'm
gonna use
just
my
excited to
point.
be here, guys.
Wow.
It's like he said, technically, your first impression was the day you were born. Oh.
He was there for that.
I feel like PJ had no idea that this was coming, and I'm so excited.
I only rolled a 27 on my diplomacy check. No, intimidation. So it's even lower. I only rolled a 25. Damn. Alona's mad doesn't translate long distance.
I wonder if he can see us.
Yeah, that's what I wonder too.
We're wearing the amulets of cringe. He should only be able to see our memories. That's the whole deal.
The
If there's
the brother or just
Yeah.
Kolga though?
anyone who tries to scry on us, anyone who tries to look at us through like, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
all they see is our cringe memories and they can't actually see what we're doing. They just basically get that played on a loop.
So if
Um,
he walks into a room with us and
He
is
can-
like, look, that's what I'm asking. Like if he
Yeah.
can visually see us.
yeah, he
PJ,
can visually
can he
like-
visually see us currently?
I mean, if you give me that check, we'll find out.
What check do you want?
The one that Alona was supposed to roll before I left.
Oh, okay.
It's a 25
25. Why do you sound so upset?
because I used my hero point and still wasn't that good.
Okay, that's valid. So, you say that. Bit of a pause. Okay. And suddenly, a giant gust of air just whooshes into the room, basically sends everything flying, and there's a massive crater. And standing in the crater, seething with anger, is the steel price. And he just looks at you and he says, "Ye didn't even know. Watch ye tongue."
You got over that really fast. What happened to the choking me out, getting scared and dropping me bit? Or did you just get used to dropping me off all those years ago, so you're used to it now?
He walks up and he says, "I don't know if you know this, but as an avatar, my senses are very acute."
You know it's not cute? That bad attitude. Maybe you should get that checked out before you actually start coming for me, because you're the one who made this a problem.
No, ye made it a problem when you didn't stay in the temple.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't given instructions. Were there instructions? And as far as I remember, I have no memories except for the loving family I grew up in. I guess that's the best thing you probably ever did for me, was give me to a loving family, because clearly mine didn't want me.
You have no idea what I'm keeping you from, do you? And I'm glad you actually had a family live. So yes, play the indignant all you want. But quite frankly, it's a pain in the ass and it's not a good look on you, sis. So I could just kill you. Or I could kill everyone here and then choke you unconscious again, knowing that it won't kill you. Take your damn egg and be on my merry pop. But no, I have to sit here with the lip of someone I saved, and you're entitled.
Can I just say one thing?
What is it?
He turns to Alona. I'm really glad you didn't get that accent.
What is wrong with my accent? This is. You know what? No, I'm not wasting my time here any longer. Either you can go back your merry with this gift I'm giving you, or I can call down the swords again and we can have round 2. I'm only
What's the
being
gift?
generous.
What's the gift you're giving me? Is it the gift of your presence? Because honestly, I've been living my entire life without it, and I think I'm good.
It is the gift of letting you live.
Mm.
Because
By
I
the
just
way, go ahead.
I was going to say, because I am dealing with a huge revelation, something I never thought was supposed to come knocking on my door again. And now I'm dealing with it, and I'm having some issues, and I'm having a conflict of interest here. And you're sitting there trying to mock me for that.
Yeah, because technically, you're the one who busted the door down.
Oh,
Ichi said we were closed. This entire time, she's scrounging in her backpack for the door.
okay. Go ahead. Give me, because that was a lot. Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh God.
Because if this is successful, he'll be flat-footed, and if it's even more so, I'll go from there. Is it? Give me.
I didn't roll an nat 20, but I did roll an 18 on the die face.
I mean, damn. With your what's your bonus?
18, so it's a 38.
38.
Yeah.
Dragon's also channeling Arcana in case we want to try and do this ritual again. He's like, he's in the room, guys. I don't know if you noticed.
Could you imagine how fucked up that would be if you made him non-lethal? Oh my god. Anyway.
Oh, my mind has changed.
Nope, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Oh, absolutely. I will look at Dragon and attempt to help.
So-
Like, you literally see like his tattoos glowing blue, and he's like just eyeing Lothier, like.
Lothier puts his foot down, kind of like the Avatar when she entered the not the Avatar, like Toph did when she was doing the ring fighting, like sliding it out to get the tremor sense kind of thing. He sort of moves his foot out and he's like channeling energy into the mud around him. So I'm also gonna roll a nature check.
I rolled a 37 for
Shut
Arcana.
up.
I rolled a 38.
38. Okay. I want to say this right now while you're doing that. So, Sidney, your diplomacy check critically succeeded. Not only is the steel price flat-footed, but as he's having a very angry moment, he is also completely unaware of you. Meaning, you get bonuses. He has no idea you're there. It's all stacking. If you want to throw the door on him right now, you'd be at at least a +4, if not a +6 in theory.
Do we want to do the ritual first or the door first?
Let me put this.
Por
If
qué
you-
no los dos?
If you're the only one that goes in his brain, two things. One, the ritual cannot be started because only you can start it. But then it would just be you and him, meaning everyone else would be around him, completely unable to move.
Or we could do the ritual. He's surprised, and then when it's over, I smack the door on his head.
I will say this. A ritual does take a few minutes to do. It would take about almost 10 minutes.
I'll be yelling at him the entire time like a good
Wait,
sister.
he's unconscious when this happens, right? When the door goes on his face.
When the door
Yeah.
goes on him and someone goes into
So-
him, yeah.
Sidney, it just doesn't need to be you. We don't need to explore his mind. We just need to be in there long enough to finish the ritual.
Hold up.
There'll have to be someone going into his head.
I can give up like assisting with the ritual if the three
Well,
of you guys want to do it.
No,
What
but
about-
your rolls are really well.
Yeah. Shionibus.
I
Here's
can
the
do it.
thing. I want you to be the one that goes into his head. Because I want you to be the one that sees it.
Sees what?
I don't know.
If I have to see you being dropped off at the orphanage,
Genovese just comes out of the door and starts kicking him when he's on the ground.
So
Your brain fucking sucks.
So as Lothier and Dragon, I'm assuming Alona picks up on this. So as Lothier and Dragon are preparing to do the ritual, Alona pulls out the door very slowly and goes, "You know what? I almost feel bad for you, except I don't actually have any context for what's going on. Would you mind giving me some?" Smack it right in his face.
He turns and he's like, and as he's like mouth agape, finger up, door slams on his forehead. And hears, and the door opens on his forehead. Huge beam of light is flying out, and he's just stuck in limbo. The center where he stands. Now, Kylie, Shionibus was asked to jump in. Does Shionibus jump in?
here I go.
Yeah, much like a Mario game, you just proceed to jump and shrink and enter the door. The door closes and locks behind you. Everyone, you see the steel price. He's just kind of like frozen in midair, door on his forehead, showing his vanished inside his psyche. I want. So I got Dragon's 37. I gotta make a note of that. Hold on. That's arcane, correct?
Yeah, it's for Arcana.
Okay. I want the other two. Send me a private message with your role and what it is.
I already gave you mine.
Perfect.
It was
It's
a 38.
Is it on Facebook?
No, I meant I said it, but
Oh,
I
38.
can
Okay.
resend it. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. And then I guess it's just up to Sydney. Send me put it in the group chat so I know what it is.
But I want to say it out loud because it just rolled a 19 on the die face.
Okay. And why don't you tell me what that is?
It's a 42.
Okay. All right.
He's gonna be so bad when he
This
wakes
is gonna be
up.
so peaceful.
Okay. So,
And like a baby.
Shionibus, are you ready to go on this journey into his mind?
I don't, probably not, but we're here already, so
Okay. Because if you want to, we can go on a break, take a 10, and come back and go through it all.
nah, give it to me straight.
Okay. You enter a white room, just bright white light as you have every time you've gone into the door. However, unlike every other person you've gone into the mind of, Zaka and Tobit, you see two horrible sights. Standing in front of you is a 50-foot tall by 50-foot wide steel door made of sheet metal in jagged layers, blood moving in between the layers of plate. Only one door. And behind you, with arms folded across his chest, staring down at you through a face made of steel, you see Koga, the god of war. I thought this wasn't your pantheon.
Oh, I like to switch things up sometimes.
You know, you're a very talented warrior, conqueror, leader, soon to be queen. Nubis is great, but he's built to die. I last forever. Why don't you join me?
Flattery gets you everywhere. And I am truly flattered that you have heard of me because most everyone has. But I think you're going to have to do a little better convincing than that.
Fine. Make you an avatar. Whatever you want. Power of the gods, like you can't even fathom. Strength to kill other demons, devils, gods. The strength to stop wars by winning them. I mean, thanks to you and Dragon, I'm pretty sure you know violence doesn't solve everything, but it does solve everything.
Quite the offer. But why would I go with you when I already have that? I'm already an avatar, so
Can you do anything like my boy here?
your boy just got shit talked by someone far smaller than him and isn't handling it well. So
I'll tell you what. Since you like to use abominations, go through that door. See a real abomination. And then we'll talk after.
I think I'm already talking to one. She's gonna walk in.
So steel cold, and Koga himself just like sheets of metal, jagged spikes, blood in a cape that trails behind him. The door, as you come near it, seems to almost kind of come a little bit off the hinges. There is no handle. There is only sharp, crude steel. To open this door, you will have to take damage.
Bring it.
That looked like a lot of dice.
You're gonna take 33 damage as you grab the door. It's not even the steel jutting out of it. You see soldiers made of silver light with blades of crude metal, hands bleeding from holding live steel, just slice into you and through you. And once they get their hooks of their blade into you, they pull you through the door. And it ripples like mercury. And now, you open up your eyes again. How you feeling, by the way?
Not good. Not good at all.
If you are dying, that dying condition will not lessen, and you will still be mobile. This is your mind happening here, not your body.
Cool. That's a relief. I'm still up,
Good.
but barely.
Good. Just don't try to push my Freddy Krueger theory too much here. Now, you find... Oh, I'm so glad it was you, Jonabus. You're on a hill. 6 people standing, wearing robes, coats, a massive table with a massive machine on that table, and they are staring across miles of battlefield. Blades stuck in dirt, mounted in bodies. I've been dead for hours on this battlefield, and way off in the distance you see a living, breathing tree of life. And when I say breathing, that is the appropriate word. Because you see a tree made of crystal glass, but it seems to be undulating like a heartbeat. You see tubes moving out of it and into the branches. You see bright light like a funnel going into the sky. And inside this breathing, mechanical tree of life apparatus, you see elves fully formed in egg sacs like peas in a pod that have not quite been released from the tree yet. And you are seeing thousands of elves fighting thousands of humans. And the 6 people over this machine on a table, they seem frozen doubt.
I'm gonna run down there. Full sprint.
To the battlefield?
To the table.
You see 6 individuals. 2 you know. The other 4, an elf, probably long dead. Human, definitely long dead. You see a young and still upright Emmerich looking over the machine, and next to him you see a teary-eyed Valaine Tarsian. And Valaine is swearing in common and in Elvish. He is talking about killing the gods in the Great Dragon War, being the person who murdered Koramat, being the general of the world army that saw countless dragons being removed from mythology permanently. And he is screaming about his organization, the 3 elven organizations designed to handle the Great Pruning. Well, the issue of the Tree of Life. And he is trying to make sense of this. Emmerich is on almost a teary-eyed look himself. You can see he's fighting tears. Elaine, if we don't do this, the only solution is total destruction. I don't like this, but your cabinet has not found any compromise. And the cabinet that wishes these trees to live forever is down there slaughtering our people. Our people. Not mine, not yours, our people. And this cabinet, we found a way, and I don't like it, but it is destroying the planet if we don't. What do you do, Sionovus?
Can they see me running at them?
They are deep in their emotions right now. There's basically a massive, old, crude machine with a light on it that's like just buzzing as if it's on, and a button that needs to be pressed. They are hovering over that button with all of their might.
I am sprinting and I'm going to push Emmerich as hard as I can and as far as I can.
In which
Like a
direction?
shove. Just away.
So he flies backward with your momentum. I'm assuming you kind of have to like run through him to get to him and knock him over. So the table falls over, the machine kind of lands with a massive thud on the ground. This thing is made out of very tough stuff. It's not broken yet. But he is on the ground hard. And Verlaine is just, again, trying to beseech people, but also in the same breath agreeing with them. Because what else does he have at this point?
I'm going to turn to him. Be like, I trusted you. I trusted you more than anyone. I should have killed you when I had the chance. I knew I should have.
Sorry. I'm sorry, sister. I haven't had a good night's sleep in 5,000 years. Do I know you?
You will. But I want you to memorize the features on my face. I'm going to like turn him so he's facing the battlefield. And I'm going to take out my dagger and just hold it at his neck. Because we're full feral at this point. I want you to look out at them. Look at the fear on their faces. Do you see the ones in the trees? They haven't even been born yet. And yet you are taking the life away from them. A life that they will never have, that they'll never know.
I know this is insane. Please, get closer, the tree. Whatever happens here today, you should get close to the tree. See this yourself.
Fine, but you're coming with me.
I don't know if that's the wisest action. Not in a position to negotiate. You have a knife at my throat, but please listen to me. I don't know what's going to happen to you today, but I don't know if me leaving this moment is the choice. But if you want me to, I'll go with you.
Is Emmerich still on the ground?
He is, but he's way more spry than he turns out to be 1,000 years later. He's up pretty quick.
Before he gets up, I want to shoot an arrow as close to his head as possible, as just like intimidating. Like, don't get up. I'll be back for you too. And I'll let Verlaine go, and I'll start heading towards the tree.
Okay. You see elves, half elves, some dwarves, a lot of humans. Maybe even the occasional wormkin or two in this army. Well, no, they're asleep at this point. You don't see them, my apologies. But you do see a massive collective. And beyond them, you see the frenzy, the feral, the violent, and the fighting deep in the thick of it. There's a circle that has broken out in the battlefield in the Elven formation. They're trying to make a kill box the old-fashioned way. Let them march. If they overextend, we'll slaughter them, every single man. The soldiers are starting to overpower the kill box with their sheer number of soldiers. Just beyond them, you see what Villain was alluding to. The grass, charred ash. The dirt, the land, the earth itself, brittle, fragile, cracking like clay. Animals dead, scattered for miles. Starved, corrupted. We even see a few elves withering. Despite their godly power, the tree is choosing to feed off them too for power. Sky even begins to roil and fade like old tepid water from a brack watering hole. You can even feel your own connection to your God and your home being taken from you the closer you get to this tree. It's draining everything. And you can even see little formations of that energy forming elves within as others are dying at an alarming rate around you, real time. What do you do?
If I get any close to this tree, I feel like I'm gonna die. Okay. I'll look at the land for a moment and then turn my attention to the battlefield before finally looking up at the tree and the elves that are in the tree before I start to walk back to the table, now the turned over table.
As you look into the battlefield, you see that one half-elf amongst the elves has broken out from the pack. His armor ripped off his body, carrying 2 elven blades latched to his hands with leather from his own tunic. His long, very, very, very long hair wielding, just waving wildly like a flag of war. Slicing and slaughtering each one. You hear him just chanting elven war cries and trying to shout the word of the Faelvanane into each one that he slaughters. And you soldier that turns his back, gets a blade into it, and he thrusts him to the decaying dirt and earth beneath his feet. Around him, other elves fighting, less enraged, but dying all the same. Looking back at the tree, you see a bird dying in midair and chipping off a piece of it. A massive crystalline branch lands on the ground. The branch itself begins to wither and die. Almost looks like the one that Bowen has on her mantle in Alphon. And you look back. Someone's resetting up the table and re-picking up this heavy machine to put back on top.
The elven, did you say half elf man?
1 half elf man.
Weird question. What color is his hair?
It's like kind of a very, very vibrant, like a blonde, kind of cornflower blonde.
Yeah. And what's can I see the symbol on his tabard?
He's bare chest at this point in time from ripping off his own armor. He doesn't really have anything that you can see, but he does not have a tattoo on his face, if that makes it any better.
So many questions for him. I will like kind of keep my like eyes on him. If he makes eye contact with me, that's awesome. But if not, I'm gonna keep going.
He's busy. He's busy fighting every
He's
human
busy.
being
That's
on the
why I
planet.
was like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going to that table.
Back to the table now. There's a safety latch that's been raised, and Emmerich's thumb is on the button, hovering.
So does this make you feel strong, tough, like you can handle anything? You can bear the weight of all them on your shoulders for hundreds of years?
I just may have to bear it for 1,000 if it means that we all get to live to bear it.
Bold statement for someone who's going to not see hundreds of years. You're human, right?
Yeah.
You only see what, 50 more? Could be less if, someone comes up behind you one night.
Family has a history of high blood pressure. I'll probably die in my sleep in about 15. Or on the
Let's hope I'm
job.
there watching. Well, fine. If you think that this is the right choice, that there's no other chance that we could find a solution, press it. You've already hurt hundreds of lives. What's a few thousand more, right?
Ma'am, do you have the answer? We put the best minds on this. 3 different groups with 3 different goals. So far, getting rid of them is the only thing that'll keep the planet alive. If you have another knowledge or solution, please, this is the moment to tell us. Otherwise, we're going to have to do what we can to make sure everyone gets to live.
No. You're giving someone a lot of power. That's all I'm gonna say. Have you contacted other people from other nations, other worlds, anything like that? Or are you just sticking to the ones that you know are gonna be on your side?
We've sent out a global call, just like the history book said about the war, the Great Dragon War. We've besieged gods, we've besieged elves, we've besieged gnomes, druids, halflings, dwarves. If the Wormkin were awake, we'd probably ask them too. I know nothing about the Fail of the Name, but I know the ones who pray to them, and they say they've been quiet. Something about besmirching a gift. I don't know.
What about your gods? Have you asked them?
I don't pray to a god. Not anymore.
Seems like you might need one after this.
Okay, then. Slowly starts rocking his weight on his thumb on the button. Gives a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Clicks it. You hear this pop somewhere off in the distance. This roar like a lion. You can hear the air thundering and churning under some great force. A spit of smoke begins to fill the sky in a trail. You almost kind of follow it till it gets to the tree. And you see a pop of bright light. Makes the world go deaf and mute. Looking over at Emmerich, you see him looking at this, looking at everyone else. 2 of them are laughing, minds shattered. 2 of them crying. Emmerich just staring. Elaine. Gaunt. Tree erupts in fire when the bright white light and the sound returns to reality. The tree is on fire. In the center of the battlefield, fighting has slowed down, as you can see many just staring at the tree.
Well, I guess that's it, isn't it?
Not just yet. Go ahead and check out our boy down there. The one in the center. The one still killing people. Go ahead.
I'll look over my shoulder at the person they're referring to.
You look. And as everyone has dropped their weapons, dropped their shields, staring in horror at the tree ablaze, there's a deep roar from a broken heart. And there you see the half-elf rage harder and start slaughtering everyone. Any elf that puts a hand on him, he turns and cuts their arm clean off, turning his blade back into the body of whoever's in front of him, just screaming in rage and anger and pain.
I guess I'll head down there. But like keeping a fair distance.
Koga offers you an arm, kind of like arm in arm, like, let's go together.
Fuck that. I would rather walk the Duat alone when Sobek is feasting. And she's gonna start walking.
Okay. You walk, and you're now in the middle of the fighting. You see this half-elf, tears now long dried on his cheeks, his eyes, these kind of crystal blue, now slowly turning into this faded gray, as he's just hyperventilating and crying and screaming and killing everyone around him. And then Koga just goes, "Oh, this is my time." And walks up over to the half-elf, as what few soldiers have been able to get their brains together, grab blades, and start running him through, blade upon blade like a pincushion, as he screams in rage and keeps fighting on. And then Koga walks up to him and says, "You know what? I need a man like you. You keep the killing, even when the war's over. You keep fighting even though you're dead already. How about I give you the power to never stop? Really give it to him." This half-elf looks up into him and he's on one knee as he's clutching his gut. What do I need to give you for such a blessing? Oh, the price is always high. He extends a hand to him. Because the price, it's always blood. With a gritted expression, he grabs Koga by the hand, and you see this horrible slit just cut into his hand, blood pouring from the wound all over Koga's metal glove hand. And with that, the metal begins to seep into this half-elf. His ears begin to grow even longer. The long, luxurious hair begins to fall out, and it begins to rise bigger and bigger. That's right. Go ahead. You know what the price is? Make him pay. And then you see that he leaps once more like he did when he left the tavern, and time seems to flow with him. You see him now landing in a chamber, and Verlaine Tarsian over this massive machine with magical fluids pumping through it. almost similar to the pods that you saw in the tree. You see clutter everywhere, papers everywhere, his elixirs shattered all over the ground. Steel Price looks to you and says, "Ah, damn it, it's you. You're the one that went in my brain? All right, listen. It's going to happen next. Tell her the good parts, all right?" Turns to...
Are there any?
Never. Turns and walks over to Villain Tarsian. "All right, what's this big revelation that you have for me?" Villain turns around. You get the bags under his eyes, heavy now, huge, like, stripe of darkness. "I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. I found a way. I found it. I've made the next evolution of elven life. I've taken our DNA. I've taken the women's DNA. I've put it together. I've put it together. It's going to be a whole new life of elves on this planet. And then we can raise up again. We don't need trees anymore. We'll rise up in our own way. I haven't been able to fix the immortality part. I can perfect that in time. As long as I'm alive. As long as all this is working and alive. We'll solve everything. We'll outlive them. They can't kill us all. But we can kill them all. And this is supposed to be it. Yeah. Yes. She's now a couple of years old, 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that time range. She'll have no memories. None. No memories, but she'll be our blood. She'll be our blood. And that's what matters. She'll be our blood, not theirs. Never theirs. Never again. She'll never be their blood. She'll be ours. Perfect. Handmade. Crafted with love and care in the future. And I'm gonna make her an army, a weapon, warrior, goddess. She will be our future. She will lead us into another 40,000 years of divinity. And then don't worry about it. They can't kill us. I've seen to that. They can never kill us. Steel Price turns to him. "What are you willing to pay?" Am I willing to pay? You bloody oaf, I have paid for 10,000 years. In blood, mine and everyone else's. I am tired of paying. Now I'm just taking. Yeah. And so am I. Reaches out with a huge hand, grabs him by the throat, snaps it like a twig. Drops it to the ground. Looks back to you. "If you can, please only tell her the good parts." And with the backhand, shatters the glass, grabs the child from the tube, wraps her up, starts walking out, and he says, "Hey, where do you recommend I send someone so they'd never have to become a killer?"
We couldn't hear you, Kylie.
I realized my mic was off because I'm screaming. A temple is a good place, full of love and light
I can't
and
do this.
passion flowers.
Passion flowers, you say?
Yeah, I hear they're nice these times of years.
Ugh, I'll be an aged ball bag. I couldn't come to that me own. Alright, fine then. Don't want her to be a killer. I don't want her to be a monster. Send her to a place of pacifists and love. And she never have to worry again about fighting, about killing, about paying the price like everyone always fucking does. If I'm lucky, that is. And as he walks, you can almost feel yourself walking with him. He's walking across water. He's walking across land. At one point, he's riding a massive elephant riddled with arrows and spears. He's just riding it, legs crossed, holding the baby, giving it the finger so it can, gets off the elephant or baby. It's a child. walks up to this massive temple, puts this 6, 7, 8-year-old child down on the ground, covered in clothes, knocks on the door. Doosh, doosh, doosh. Doosh, 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 doosh. Doosh. Finally, the door opens up. What? What? With all the knocking, and do you not have any idea what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It's time to take care of this child. And then he kind of like takes this fist. You see coming from the head the memory of this very moment. Spits it out into the cosmos. Walks away. All right, sister. Grow up to become a great priestess, a pacifist. Never darken my door again. Now, if you excuse me, I have to fight every war ever conceived. Out of time and space. By the way, cousin. When I am conscious and you're out of me damn noggin, it's coming.
Sure it is.
I don't like it when you play coy. Do you know what I'm even speaking of?
Yeah,
I
absolutely, I do.
bollocks.
It's just who I am. You'll learn. I don't actually think you ever will, because I don't think you'll be around for that long. But
Yeah. All right.
if you want to tell me now, I think that'd be pretty cool, because I'm really tired, and I'm not feeling so hot. So just tell me now.
You've met Villain Tarsian, haven't you?
I have.
And you watched me kill him with me bare hands?
I did.
Do the fucking math on that. It's coming. Now, why don't we go join your wee friends there back in the world where I'm not playing off like a puppet on the strings? Unless you have any other questions for me and Koga, I'd like to get back to me body now.
You can't kill us. That's my only. As soon as I get out of your head, you can't kill us.
I'm not killing her.
First off,
I'm not making any promises to you. Can't kill her.
then I'll tell her everything.
Fine.
Fine.
Be that way. Oh.
I seem like a bitch to me.
I just
I
sit with your
will
ass
leave.
at the window pretending it was raining. Fuck you.
I'm trying to piece out of this man's head, because your girl's tired and real hurt.
You see him kind of looking at you and laughing, and then a column of swords envelops him. The Koga crossblades that you know all too well. He pulls out two, and you see history start playing before him, almost like a zoetrope. And he leaps in to now fight every single war that ever existed. Kind of start to see it start to hint at a little tavern in Brack just before you come back. And as you come back, you feel a big hand stop you before you leave the bright white room. Big steel hand right on your chest. Come on, you gotta admit, that's better than a dog who does calculus.
That dog's best friend could eat you alive. And she's gonna shove his hand off her chest and keep going.
All right. See you when the gods are dead. And with that, the door opens up. Now, everyone, final scene, and then we'll go on our 10. You are all doing the ritual. Describe for me. Tell me the tale of this ritual.
Sweet. So as Shionibus just enters his brain, he's stuck, just frozen in time with light pouring out of his forehead. You see this like golden light just circle around him now, like in full power. You know the sound of like the old what is it when like the thing would come on the screen and it was way too loud compared to everything else in the
Oh, the
VHS tape?
THX opening?
Yes, it sounds like the THX opening. Just rising from the ground, and Alona stands facing her brother with Lothier and Dragon on the other side. And she's kind of pulsing like a battery, just like energy just kind of pulsing out of her as it envelops every single one of their forms. What are you guys doing?
I am calling on like the nature spirits that can help bolster this, like to do what they can, I guess. I mean, we would have seen you do parts of the ritual before, so it would be me doing that, but like trying to call whatever strength we can to pacify this guy.
Yeah, Dragon is you see him like casting spells, and then with one hand, and then the other hand he's drawing the magic out of it and then feeding it into this ritual. And you see his like it like absorbs up into his arms, around his chest, and into his other hand, and his right hand is feeding these spells into the ritual, just like forcing magic into it.
Yeah. I'm gonna add to mine real fast and add little flowers are growing around his feet and slowly like covering his outfit with like not even just like just the cutest, like most drapey, like beautiful little passion flowers and stuff that he can.
Yeah. And the door opens up, the light comes out, and you see materializing in the ritual circle after the ritual completed is probably a pretty shaken up and, dare I even suggest, a misty-eyed Shionibus. You're muted.
You muted.
She falls out of that door, like on her hands and knees, just like a little teary-eyed. Definitely has like dirt streaks on her face of where she had been crying. Just like hyperventilating at that point.
And that is where we're going to go on our 10-minute break. When we come back, did you want to say something, Sidney?
No.
Okay.
Who's gonna heal Shionibus?
Me. I have feels.
You can't.
No, I'm at 3.
Why can't I?
3!
Oh,
That's why I gasped when you said 33, and I was like,
You were, oh my god, you were going that entire journey talking shit to the god of war and the steel price and Emmerich with 3, the balls on you. All right, I'm going to give you a hero point, but when we come back in 10 minutes, we're going to see the ramifications of this ritual and what exactly the entire divine cult of war is going to do about it. But see you then, everybody. See you in 10. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the raid, Evandale. And everyone that's sticking around, you came in at a very spicy part. Already put that in there. So without further ado, let's just throw you right into it. Shionibus, you come flying out of the steel price's head, shaken, badly damaged, crying. The ritual goes off, and everyone starts seeing the steel price frozen. The door comes off his head, flies back into your bag, Alona. And as the light starts washing over him, you start to see him looking confused. The metal of his skin starts to melt off like wax dripping from a candle. No, what? Did you? Oh, you cheeky fuckers. And you start to see him slowly shrink from an 8-foot tall elf. The metal start to drip from his skin like wax until standing before you is a half-elf with waist-long, corn blonde hair. Do you have any idea what you've just undone? What you've done?
It's only temporary. It doesn't last forever.
How temporary is it?
I didn't get that far.
Man, you look a lot less cool without the medal.
I know, it's kind of freaking awesome. And I'd like to get back to it if I could. I can't say how long I'm going to enjoy doing this. Oh, look at me. I'm like 8 feet tall made of metal. I'm like you with my little gangly limbs. I'm pissed.
They're not that gangly.
I mean, I don't know. When you're so used to being so big, everything, it just seems a little, it seems... It's different, is what I'm saying.
Right. While he's whinging, I'm going to grab the duct tape from Ichi and start patching up Shionibus, who's crying on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a medicine check with a +2.
Hell, absolutely yes. Amazing. My medicine check is also broken, so
What
that's
DC
a
were you?
40.
40? Were you using your master level or?
How do I not use my master level?
Okay. So,
I don't know if I can not use my master level.
well, you can in theory with treat wounds from medicine take a different DC. So your master, you're your master, so you can do up to the master level DC, which is 30. Expert is 20, trained is 15. So you can purposefully go a little lower to ensure success or critical success. But you said you got a 40?
I did.
Yeah, that means she's going to be healed 4d8 plus 30.
Oh, good. I love the duct tape. That's the only reason why I was okay doing this. You said 4d8 plus 30?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shionibus is healed 52 damage. You go. I'm gonna wrap you up really fast. Help you up and get you to a place that is a little bit secluded from everyone else, so you have time to process. I'm gonna I'm gonna send a message to Lothier and Dragon actually, because I have message. Fun fact. And I'm gonna tell them to distract the steel price as he's complaining, while I can have a conversation with Shionibus. Hey, you're okay. You're here now. I've never seen you like this.
He's avoiding eye contact at all cost. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Shionibus, Alona takes some like crackers from her bag, just like breaks them up. I'm going to need you to eat these. And she gets some water out. I'm going to need you to eat these and drink this. Okay. We
She's
need to
gonna
get you.
slap it out of Alona's hand, and she's gonna grab Alona hold her. I saw it. I saw it happen. I saw the very first one. I saw it.
Shionibus, I don't know what you're saying. It's okay, but it's okay. You are here now. You are with us. You are safe. She's going to hold the hands that are on her shoulders. You are safe. You are here. We need to reset your nervous system. Please eat something.
No. I saw it. Alona, listen to me. Listen to me. I saw it. I saw it go up in flames. Villain is not who we think he is. And I saw it burn. I saw my people burn. And she'll let her go and just hold, hug herself and just kind of rock. It's like a self-comforting. I saw it, and I heard their screams, and I can't stop hearing them. And there's so many things that we don't know. There's so many things that we don't know. that you don't know.
Shonibus, I'm sorry I made you go in there. I didn't know that's what you were going to see.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. It's not your fault.
I'm going to cast Calm Emotions on Shionibus.
Okay.
If that's okay with you, Kylie.
Go nuts.
Awesome.
Do you
Yup.
accept the
Sorry.
spell or do you attempt to reject it? Kylie.
She's not even gonna notice that that's what Alona's doing.
Okay. And no roll or save is necessary.
Okay. Shionibus, you're gonna feel this warm, fiery light pass over you. And you're going to come back to a neutral state. You're not in a good mood. You're not feeling anything you shouldn't be. You were just brought back to a physical homeostasis. I'm sorry, I don't like using that spell. I don't want you to be in pain.
Oh, I get it. Sure, it didn't come out in the calmest of states.
Which is understandable, Shionibus. More than that, you witnessed the greatest atrocity that's ever befallen our planet, at least to our knowledge. And while it's a tragedy that some say had to happen, it's horrendous and atrocious. And I'm so sorry that you had to see it. I wish someone else could have gone. But that's besides the point, and we don't need to think about that. Okay. The steel price is normal. Again, he's no longer an avatar. We don't have to worry about him for now, but we do have a lot of things that we do have to worry about, apparently. What do you mean Verlaine is not who we think he is, Shionibus? What is he?
I don't know what he is, but he was at the Great Pruning, standing right next to Emmerich. So there's that. Also, at some point, Steel Price killed him.
Killed Verlaine?
Yeah.
But we met Verlaine.
Yeah. I know. I don't know either. Steel Price said, it's coming. And of course, me being me, I gave some bullshit answer to that.
You were also
So
bleeding out. That makes sense.
yeah. I play really coy when I'm probably most hurt. It's something I'm working on, but I don't know what that means. I don't know how he's alive. But Kolga was there, obviously.
You talked to Koga?
Oh yeah. Pretty snarky conversation, if I do say so myself.
Right.
On my part, not his.
All right.
He tried to recruit me.
What is up with gods and giving us deals? Okay.
I don't know. I told him to suck it, and I walked off. So
I'm proud of you. I wouldn't expect anything less, but I'm proud of you.
Yeah, pretty bold move, given how injured I was. In looking back on it now, but he didn't smite me on sight, so like, mad respect. Not for him, but just in general.
Koga's not evil. He's not a saint, but he's not evil. Did, I guess I'm kind of scared to ask. Did you see anything good? Did you see my parents?
It seems like you had lovely parents.
What were they like?
Riley, I need you to give me a religion check.
Why religion?
I mean, unless you have specific lores or...
I have elven lore.
It wouldn't apply to this.
That's all I got, PJ. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. When you were standing there, back in the Steel Price's head, at the massive alchemical monstrosity that would eventually birth our dear friend Alona, you do remember seeing a weird, out of the corner of your eye, this rather unusual symbol somewhere etched over the magical processes making this happen. It's weird. You don't remember seeing it anywhere in your travels with Alona. It's definitely a symbol. Symbols are holy. There's a power to that. But what the hell is this symbol? How is this symbol? What the hell is this symbol indeed? That's all you're getting with a dirty 20.
Am I able to draw it?
Maybe. You can absolutely do that. As a character, yes, you can do that. You are, however, in the middle of answering Alona's question about how great her father was.
So I only saw a father. Unfortunately. Maybe your mom was picking berries or something.
Oh, that's fine. I guess I don't need to know what my mother looks like, but I'm glad I know Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm still, trying to process everything that happened in the last 45 seconds. But yeah, seemed like a good person.
Did they die in the Great Pruning?
I don't know if it was. I don't think it was at the Great Pruning. I saw your brother pick you up and walk away from a building, but I don't remember seeing anything else.
I swear to God, Wes. I swear to God.
I
Guys,
missed-
there's an internal chat that goes at all times. And
Stop.
Wes just put in our internal chat a picture of Alona's mom. And it's just a test tube. It's a beaker.
Oh my god.
So part of my goal every session is to break everybody somehow. I'm glad that was it.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
God damn it.
I'm missing out on this because I have to share all the screens and everything, and so I don't get to see all the notes. So I'm just glad to hear about it.
Oh my
That
gosh,
made
I'm
me
crying.
giggle. I'm seeing Lost Thought in the chat going, my spirit.
Oh my
Holy
god.
shit.
All right,
Okay.
so yeah,
We're
But
gonna
yeah,
wrap.
so the
Mhm.
yeah, just walk away, and then you drop you off at the temple.
Wow. I always wondered. I always thought it was so weird that I didn't come back with memories. I didn't have anything. Sometimes I thought I just kind of, I don't know, appeared out of nowhere. So it's good to know
Weird.
that.
Allergies.
Right. Yeah. I can't cure those. That's the one thing I can't do
It's a real
that.
bummer.
Mm.
Real bummer.
Mm. Well-
She's gonna look over at Steel Price.
Well, I'm assuming at this point, have you walked back to the old watering hole where Steel Price is at?
Oh, did we walk outside?
I think,
thought we-
yeah.
Oh
Y'all-
no, I walked
yeah.
all the way back to the bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
back to the
they're like
bar. My
still.
bad. My bad.
They're just
Yeah.
away from me and Wes being like
Yeah.
tap dance.
So,
for
so
your
what are you
attention.
two doing now that Alona's long lost older brother by at least 1,000 years is there?
We're egging him on.
I mean, Dragon's just trying to have a conversation with him about his metal skin and be like, is that just a Koga thing, or is that something like a spell that someone can learn?
No, it's a Koga thing. It's called the Armor of Koga.
Damn it.
So when you get the boon, the Armor of Koga literally becomes your whole skin because he is the god of steel, strength, strife, and struggle. So the steel becomes you.
So now that you're no longer the avatar, because it does look like that armor is no more. How's that? What? How's that make you feel? Less like bashing things in?
Can I say I appreciate it? I mean, this came at a very high price, if I do say so myself. Not really keen on the fact that I've lost it,
Yeah. But you found a family member, so there's that.
I mean, I found the. You're right. No, you're right. I ain't gonna be rude.
So y'all could be a happy family if you chose not to murder things. Just saying. Alana's kind of not really into the killing thing, and then he gives Koga, not Koga, he gives the Steel Price a wink.
He looks at you with a sour expression, but sees the wink, and you can see for a small second, a little bit of a chuckle starts to crack a little bit, and he's like, maybe it's a good thing that she doesn't have those tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
Means I didn't fuck up as much as I thought I did.
Hold up. Hold up. Wait. No, go ahead, Wes. I'm sorry. This is a
Oh, no,
question
you-
I'll ask later.
Yeah. So I gotta ask though, did
Aye.
any of those shots hurt you at all?
All right, do you want the scientific answer or do you want the real answer?
The real one.
No, not a damn bit. No.
Yeah.
Can
sort
I
of
feel a
figured.
thing? Can I feel a thing? No.
Did you feel like? Could you tell that they were like heart strikes at all, or
I'm
were they
gonna
just
lightly tap him and see if he feels it. How about that?
You
That was a
dick?
friendship bump.
I was a
That was a
French-
friendship bump.
Yeah.
You do friendships a little differently than I do. Then again, it's been about 1,000
Welcome
years
to
since I had
Brack.
a friend. All right, all right. He kind of hits you back in the arm.
A
it-
little too eager there.
It
a
knocks
little-
you back 5 feet. He may be scrawny, but he's been swinging steel for like 1,000 years. So there's a bit of a heft to it.
Right. Let's not do that. Oh, that really hurt.
Oh, yeah. You want to know something cool?
Hey,
Our friend controlled your god for a little while.
he looks at Ichi. I'm sure Ichi's like, "Hi." No fucking way.
She was Koga for like, what was it? A couple days, day? I don't remember how long it actually was. Time as a god is weird.
Hold on. Now wait a click. No, I remember hearing a story about this. That a certain number of gods started feeling just kind of wonky. Everyone thought that it was just the war happening up in the astral planes. Was it you lot?
Oh yeah, that probably was us.
Aye, you jammy bastards. Come here. And he starts to give you a giant hug. Like, my God, I can't believe I'm meeting the people that piloted me, God, and everyone else. This is fucking crazy.
Not around the throat, please.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
you're so very strong. All right.
Ugh.
Oh,
Well,
At this point, after Lothier says what Lothier's gonna say, Alone and Shonibus are gonna walk back.
and no, it's just me trying to breathe.
No.
All right. Well, I guess for however long it's going to be affecting me, I'm not going to be punching down doors anytime soon.
Maybe that's for the best. This place doesn't deserve property damage, no matter how much, trauma we've experienced as brother and sister.
Yeah, you're right about that. Kind of gives a knowing glare over at Shionibus. You're right about
Which, like-
Avoids
that.
eye contact. Avoids eye contact. Probably opens wine bottle.
also, I realistically, I feel bad for you because if Jonas came out of your mind like that, then you're all kinds of messed up.
You haven't the foggiest.
So, well, you can't do much now, but if you really wanted to, you could turn all that negative energy into positive energy and help us find a solution so we can keep Koga and Remedimat in the same universe and not have it be an issue. Certainly you must have some ideas now that you've calmed down from your roid rage.
It's not roid rage. I don't even do roids. I'm a natty. Alright, fine.
Sure, we're not going to call the power of a god like some kind of
I call it
some
nat-
kind of like dosing.
I think it's natural.
I don't know. I think that's a bit of a
That's why the word is
Life
super
hack.
natural, my friend.
See, it's so natural. It's like double natural. It's two naturals.
Making it no
Oh.
longer natural.
Yeah. Shit. That is fine. Like, I don't know. Alright. Volgo he come to me, reach out an arm saying, hey, if you don't stop this, I'm gonna die. And I said, that's a bit of shit, isn't it? And he says, no, you need to go and stop it. And I said, nah, it makes sense. If you die, I'd probably die too. And with it goes strength, fortitude, resilience, the power to win fights. It's all kind of connected.
yeah, but like, couldn't you just take a nap then? You sounded pretty busy.
Look, the only way we're going to get this done is if we somehow convince Koga, or at least convince Azamat to convince Koga. Probably easier. I don't know.
I will say, you said a we in there, and I like it.
Shit. Alright, fine. Alright, fine. If it means I get to work with my sister, if it means maybe there's more opportunities for a war in the future and more opportunities to, I don't know, make things right, then see what I can do. But I'm not the only one coming after you. I mean, the
Who
war,
else?
the war march, she's coming. I
Oh,
don't know
the
what the
elephant.
The
tactician.
elephant.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Right.
you met her, haven't you? Yeah, no, you haven't met her yet. No, she's a doll. I love her.
There's another one too. What's their name?
The tactician. Hey, if we're lucky, she will think it's beneath her, and she won't get involved.
Right. Well, I have 0 ideas. So if anyone else has any ideas, please say them now so we can do something about it.
I have an idea.
Oh,
Take it or leave
Yeah.
Can't break the egg.
it. I mean, yes and no, but not my idea. I mean, if we did that, that'd make me happy as a lark, and I just move on my ways. But no, this is Did you all get your invitations? I sent those out like 2 fucking years ago. No one checks their mail. Alright. So, around the time that the big nasty green war ended, I sent out an invitation to join the Champions Cup. A competition of champions from different gods from around the world to fight in one-on-one combat, with the winner receives a gift from me. I was going to grant ye the strongest wish spell that I have. Now, wishes and miracles come from the gods, so it's a bit of a stretch, but you can make a wish to at least try to have a conversation between Koga and convince him directly in some sort of compromise.
I mean, yes, that's totally what we would use that spell for, of course.
I mean, it's a wish spell. Like, mate, it's whatever you want it to be. Whatever. Well, I mean, some limitations may apply, but not really a lot.
How long is this tournament last? Because I will be honest, if you're not chasing us and the other two start chasing us, that doesn't sound like it'll be conducive to a good tournament environment.
They know better than to interrupt the tournament.
Oh.
The war
Mhm.
march didn't step close to us at all. The tactician, she might find it entertaining, but she won't have any benefit from participating.
when is this tournament happening?
It's been on hold. No champion has actually answered their mail, and I cannot have a tournament without fucking champions now, can I?
Okay. Then it's us.
All right, it's you. We'll go to the holy grounds I've set up. Y'all face off one by one. No worries. I have water priests on hand that will make sure that you get resurrected when you inevitably die. By the way, it is to the death.
Wait, hold on. We're fighting each other?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he starts looking around and pointing, and he goes, "Champion of Nadir, if not Adaraya," as he looks at Lothier, turns around, "Champion of Anubis," points at Shionibus, "Champion of Afrat," you'll be the long shot, points at Alona, "Champion of Hamasa," points at Dragon.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Dragon didn't tell them that he is now her champion.
The party slowly turns to Dragon.
Hi. Yeah, that happened recently. In fact, there's something I actually have to do in the Death Realm at some point. Probably not relevant at the moment, but yes, I'm Hamasa's champion now.
And then Ichi. What's Ichi?
Well, he's going to suggest, out of character, Champion of Koga. However, I don't want to speak for Sam, so I'm going to let her offer any other potential championship title that she wants to go by.
Okay.
But he also says there's 2 others I invited who have been waiting for the tournament as well.
And they are?
Well, one of them is a right dodgy prick. Doesn't go by any name, just calls himself the Lamb. Real pretentious little tosser. Last one is a guy named Voss. Hey, Voss. He's the other one.
Larian Voss!
Mhm.
Shit.
Yeah, he's the champion of half.
Who's that?
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, who is that?
Yeah,
Have
who's
you
that?
guys have you guys never met Larian?
Nope.
They've never been.
Probably for the best.
They're gonna
What?
meet him
Probably for
now.
the best.
Also, remember that he
Uh,
looks almost exactly like Dragon's original form, so that's gonna be
Oh,
hilarious.
I
When
forgot.
Dragon finds out that Chianavis dated him.
So we have
he's
Jesus and we have Larry and Voss. Great.
it's just he's a old friend of mine. I used to work in his mercenary group.
They dated.
Ilona,
What?
Shionimus burned down his boat.
I did not.
That's a funny breakup.
It sank. Oh, I stole it from him in the middle of the night. And it sank. Not my problem.
That's why we don't
can-
allow
can I
Shionimus
Yeah,
ask
we don't
you-
allow you to drive anymore.
I'm just
Have you
trying
seen
to gather.
Ilona drive? Terrible.
No,
I'm so sorry, Lothier. Go ahead.
No,
everyone's
I
done.
just was wondering who the Lamb is the champion of.
Jesus.
He looks around. He's like, I don't have my notes on me. Hold on. Oh, that he checks around.
He's literally the only. There are only two people who actually answered your call,
Yeah,
and you
hold
don't
on.
remember
Here
him.
we go. Opens it up.
Got it.
Oh,
Looks at a piece of paper. Didn't he say? But he does have qualifications. I've seen his some of his devotions and some of his writings. If you ask me, he's a bit of a nutter. He's an absolute idiot. But he answered the call, and he's dedicated, so he's coming up.
Jesus.
Quick question. This tournament is to the death, right? And would be get resurrected and stuff. How long does this ritual last, Alona?
You can still knock them out.
But that's not to the death.
but he's not fighting in the ritual. Like he's not in it, is he?
Nah, but you
No,
are.
we all.
We are.
Oh,
And if we can't actually kill them, that means
didn't
that the
even think
fight
about that.
won't end.
oh.
you
Chianabis
suggest-
didn't do it. Chianabis can win. Maybe we hinge our bets on Chianabis.
Yeah, but then Chianabis is gonna kill us.
Definitely a situation. Definitely a situation.
Yes, I'm sure you're so super broken up about that.
I did not say that. I'm just a little concerned that not everyone glances at Alona, looks back at Dragon, has the training
What?
as others.
I fought in 2 wars with
I
And
you.
you did
mean-
so good. And you did have your first kill in one of those. I was so very proud.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but your sister is definitely following in your footsteps a little bit.
Hey.
I already made that
Ooh,
joke.
yeah.
Wait,
Oh.
whoa, wait. No, hold on. Hold the horse in the carriage. What do you mean that my sister is following in my footsteps here?
No,
What
I
do you
didn't.
mean by that?
And and he's like looking around like, should I shut up now? I mean, Alona's not like 100% pacifist. She's like killed some really, really bad things, you know, for peace.
Elona, did you kill in self-defense?
It was an accident, honestly. The first time, I
I've
was
seen you
using-
straight up murk people though. That when it's not
The
an
first
accident.
time, that was not an
20
accident.
times were not accident.
the first time was an accident. I killed
Oh,
someone
was
with my
it?
boot.
Oh, then it must have been
My-
the second time. That definitely was not an accident.
I didn't actually mean to land the final blow. That was an accident.
Like, I know we've only traveled with each other for a little bit, but even in the time that I've known you, like, there's an odd number of times where you land the last blow and destroy people.
No, that's
Uh,
not.
Yeah.
For a
How-
pacifist, she
okay.
hits surprisingly hard.
Well, I mean, if you happen to know any other champion of Afra, and if you don't want to participate, we can have another champion of Afra in your stead.
What? Why would you say that?
I don't know. Everyone's talking about you killing people left, right, and center, but you're saying no, and I'm just very like, what is it? I don't know.
I don't. I don't kill. I don't kill people. Mm.
Okay. Look, whatever. If you want to go the route of the tournament in my wish spell, I have to get this damned curse off of me so I can get the other curse put on me. And then I have to get my avatar powers back so I can even do the damn blessing. And if you don't want to do that,
Well, we don't really have time for us to go through this. So how about you just figure it out and then we'll regroup later.
alright, fine. I'll figure out how to get rid of this damned gift and I'll get the other one back.
Cool. Have fun with that.
Thank you.
Is this what
Y'all
siblings
both
is?
made the same face. That was hilarious.
Man, I didn't know having a brother would suck so bad.
Uh,
I mean, to be fair, complicated family dynamics.
Yeah. Isn't he actually technically her dad because she was made from his DNA?
Technically not entirely true. There's some other DNA that he shares with you that's not his.
What?
Your test tube baby. They took
Yeah.
DNA from 3 peoples.
Yeah, so those 3 people are my parents.
Except maybe you have like
Do you want to ask the steel price about this?
No, because I don't know.
I mean,
Just be like, Shionovis told me about my parents.
yeah, you
tell
could
me what you know, 'cause
you
you're
literally
older."
could enter that conversation like, so tell me about mom.
You know
Terrible
what?
influences.
This is what we're gonna do.
mm-hmm.
What we're gonna do. Okay? You guys do something. I don't know what you're gonna do. You do something. I'll help you break this thing, and in the meantime, I'll interrogate you about my family. Shonobis told me that my dad is really cool, so like I would love to hear stories. I think that would be like a fun bonding moment if we were just to talk about, I don't know, all the times I missed. I don't know, did you play catch or something? That's something that Kormat and Azamat did through me. Never played catch before. That sounds interesting.
I want to hear more about the family stuff too. I'm interested.
Hey.
We're
Spot.
invested. We just had to fight this guy before
The
we knew he was
glare I
related to.
give. The glare I give the both
I
of you.
am terrified.
shut
Never mind.
up.
And you know, I actually don't want anything to do with this. I'm gonna go drink some more.
Yeah,
over
Yeah, let's
here.
go,
gonna
let's go,
join
let's
you
go
with
drink.
the drinking.
Alright,
We're gonna.
Alona,
Yeah.
come with me. I have an idea.
Whoa. I like
They're
ideas.
gonna pop off and have a drink. Come with me. So he walks. Everyone else is at the old watering hole drinking the local fare. Okay.
I feel like none of them are drinking the local fare. It's probably Ichi putting ice in cups and then like making something. I don't know.
red solo
also
cups
drink
go
on-
around.
Dragon whispering. What is going
We're spinning what? I didn't hear it.
Oh, just like what is going on?
So, while you're having the time in the thing, Alona, he takes you aside. The steel price, kind of gets to a little patch of mud. It's around. Draws like a dagger out of a pocket and starts kind of cutting a circle around. He's like, "All right, what did Shonibus tell you?"
Not much to be honest. I was kind of expecting a little bit more. But she said she saw the tree burning. She said she saw not mom, but she saw dad. She didn't know where mom was. It's kind of the extent of it. She was really shaken up about what's in your brain.
Yep. When he's done, you've seen that he's kind of carved a holy symbol and a ritual symbol of Koga in the mud. Wipes it on what's left of his clothes, so it's as clean as it's gonna get. Nope, wasn't really great living through it either. So you want to know about that?
I guess I just kind of want to know about everything.
All right, give me your hand. Come on, give me your hand.
Okay.
Flips the dagger around so he's holding the flat of it, places it in your hand, and grips your hand tightly around the edge of it, around the handle of the blade. I was there when the first tree burned under the fires of many nations coming together. Like a sword, they cut us down. On that day is when I met Koga for the first time. And he told me that the price that you have to pay is always heavy. It's always a lot. It's always blood. I paid that price. I've been paying that price for over 1,000 years. Now, along the way, a great elven man started going insane with the grief of 10, 20,000 years of atrocities. The great dragon war that he himself led, and the great pruning that he himself survived. And he reached out to a greater power to find a solution and I didn't mean Azamat. And I didn't mean Koga. He takes your hand and places it firmly at his sternum, tip of the dagger at his chest. Ilona, there's a reason I call you sister. Villain Tarsian is my father. You and I both share his blood. But our mothers are not the same. Mine died 1,000 years ago in childbirth. An Acadian woman. I'll never see her again. Your mother came from somewhere else. Offering a lot of promises to a man in a very bad mental state. Lies after lies after lies he believed. So, you have a bit of me in you. You have a bit of your da in you. And that makes us brother or sister. We both have Elaine Tarsian's blood in our system. This woman, though, I didn't trust her because I don't like liars. You getting the bigger picture yet?
EJ, what was the name of the devil of lies? Can you refresh my memory for us?
The steel price looks you in the eyes. She came with a mane of fire, eyes wide, a long tongue. She said her name was Pacifist. On laying with her and taking that symbol with him, he started his work. That symbol, that hideous symbol, was everywhere in his factory, laboratory, magical study. Now, it's coming. I didn't want to tell you this, but unfortunately, desperate times. So, Ilona, I'm gonna need you to be brave for me, right? I need you to be brave. Okay? Okay, this is your big brother talking here. Just gonna sit here. Put all your weight in your back leg. Don't look at me in the eyes. Put all your weight in your back leg. Okay? You want to take the blow. Okay? Okay? Great. Alright. On the count of 3, Make sure that weight's in the back leg. Make sure your core is engaged. 1, 2, and he throws his full weight onto the dagger and on top of you. Give me an athletics check.
No. That's 23.
Okay. So he just like, is like, all right, okay, I need you to just, here we go. And he throws his full body weight onto the dagger on top of you, knocking you back. That back leg was not prepared as much as you thought it was. And as you fall to the ground, boom, you hear a loud slam. And you can feel blood trickling all over you and moving onto the holy symbol edged into the mud with that dagger. You can kind of hear the gasping for air. And then eventually you see it. The big metal boot stomping into the ground. You killed my boy. Well, at least he's dying right now. So I'm going to give you a choice, Pacifist. Become the blade or pull it out. Does the blade stay in the blood? Or do you wield it?
I don't know the right answer to that. I don't know the right answer to that. I don't know the right answer to that. Alona's staring at Koga, whose boots are right next to her head, as her dying, newly discovered brother is bleeding on top of her, and she has to choose to leave the dagger in or pull the dagger out. I do a medicine check?
Give me a religion check.
Shit. Okay. I mean, that's... Okay. 39.
39. Okay, almost legendary. I'll give it to you. From what you can gather from this riddle that Koga's giving you, if you pull the knife out of your brother, you will die. Not really. It's more like a donor, not really a dad. If you pull the knife out of your brother, you will become the steel price. If you leave the blade in him, he might come back as the full steel price, but he'll have to die first. Do you kill your brother, or do you become the weapon?
My brother's dying. There's no fucking way.
Okay.
There's no fucking way Alona would choose to be an avatar of Koga. There's no way.
Okay. So you hear the blood-choked good job, Alona. That back leg needs some work. That's the first time I've ever seen you smile. You know what's funny about your cringe memory? I'm not in it. I'm the one that dropped you off. The line said you'd never have any memory. I was never in it. I guess the old dog's right, huh? Hey, listen. Slowly, a hand comes to your face, rests on it. You can feel it slowly, weakly curve into a fist, and it starts to move shakingly off of your cheek. Got your nose, little sister. And you can feel it as the hand hits the mud. He dies. Steel price lies upon your brother, your brother, in the mud, Brack. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. All right, boy, get up. We got work to do. I just died. Can I have a minute? No. Right, fine. God, you're a prick. And he gets up. You see a huge gaping wound in his chest slowly start to knit with steel. As his body starts to grow 8 feet tall, his hair falls from him. His ears become long like full elf ears. Ah, there we go. Now I am back to kicking ass and taking names. Thank you, sister. Sorry that was so traumatic, but, you know, the price is always high.
What was your real name?
I forgot.
You just said that I didn't have any memories.
That's the thing about war. No one remembers it, they just study it. Would you want to remember something so terrible? Alright, anyway, I think it's enough slapped faces for one day. You ready to go back and have a drink, sister?
I don't really drink.
More for me then. Come on.
Oh, I'd like to imagine that all three of us were just watching this horrific scene unfold, just like mouths open, like what is happening?
Like in what is it? The Mystery Gang when it like Scabby, what the fuck was
Scooby?
that? Scooby, Shaggy, Velma, Daphne, and Fred just peek their heads like one on top of the other, like peeking out of a door.
I'm just loving the idea of Scabby Da. Hi everyone, I'm Scabby Da.
Oh, what the hell?
You would probably think of Scrappy. The little like
No, the
Scooby-Doo
worst.
It was a
The
combination
worst.
of Scooby Doo and Shaggy. It was the names combined.
I can see that.
Gross.
Scabby Da.
Scabby-Doo.
Yeah.
I'm Scabby-Doo.
I'm Scabby Da. I sound like I'm from LA? I love LA.
All right.
All right. So you go back with the Steel Price, who has kind of made this way back. And with that, we are going to end episode 5 of season 2 of Edge of Legend. So why don't we say our goodnights and our goodbyes, starting with Sidney again. Oh, just in
Hi.
time for a raid. Thank you so much, Insomnia Night RPG. We're actually about to say our goodnights.
We did. My brother died on top of me. Don't worry, he got back up. It's fine.
None of that sounds good. That sounds all bad.
Oh, it was. It was all very traumatic and bad. He fell in a knife I was holding and died on top of me. And then the God of War asked if I'd like to be his avatar, and I said no. But then my brother got back up, so it was okay. All's well that ends well, I guess. Hi, my name is Sidney Rubino. Tonight I played alone in the half-elf cloistered cleric. You can find me all over the internet at Sidney Rubino. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I post a lot of stuff. I do a lot of cool streams. I can finally announce the one that's going to be like finally releasing at the end of July, which is on Alec DeBard's channel. That is a Mystery of the Maw that's the name of the stream. It is a Monsters of the Week campaign called Mysteries of the Maw. There we go. And it's got some really incredible people on it. So if you like horror and you like lots of role play, intense themes, check that out at the end of the month at Alec DeBard's channel. And yeah, I'm gonna go to bed and process that. Good night.
Well, next up we have Wes. Wes, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet internet.
Hi everybody, I'm Wes, or at Wes_IRL and all of the things. Right now, this is the only show you can find me on, but I just was at Anime Expo, so if you want to follow some cosplay stuff, check me out on my Instagram at Wes_IRL. Just cosplayed Kiryu from the Yakuza series for Capcom, which was a lot of fun.
Next up, we have Randy. Randy, please tell us who you are, where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Howdy, howdy. I'm Randy Alvarenga. You can find me on Twitter at Roller Raja. That's ROLLERRAJA. Doing some cool projects, maybe with some few people here and in some other places, but we'll be able to announce that when we can. So check out social media to find out.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Kylie. Kylie, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, I'm Kylie, or I go by Kai. It really doesn't matter at this point. You can find me at Kai's Wonderful Life all over the internet, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. When I am not here, I am over on the Initiative Order here on Twitch every other Tuesday. So not this next week's Tuesday, but the following week after that. We play a Dresden Files TTRPG. If you don't know Dresden Files, it's essentially a wizard detective figuring out the supernatural and keeping it hidden from the rest of the world. A lot of fun. And I'm doing some other projects that I'm not quite allowed to talk about yet. Yeah. Oh, also, if you are going to be in San Diego Comic-Con, I will be working it. Please check out the Barbie Dreamhouse experience if you're around.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, okay. Oh, that just leaves me. My name is PJ Megaw. You can find me all over the internet at PJ Megaw, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. On Twitter, I'm PJ.Megaw. You can also find me on Blue Sky at pjmegaw.bsky.com. Org? Shit, I just got on. I don't know what it is here. Whenever you hear these amazing legends, you can also find me over at Queen Court's Games. They have a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition podcast called The All Night Society. You can find all over Spotify, and a couple of other amazing projects. You can find us doing more stuff over at youtube.com, or at least our older episodes, youtube.com/nat20prods. And if you liked what you saw and really want to help us and support us right now, please go ahead and support us on Ko-Fi. Everything is awesome and helps. And if you want to support some of the artists that worked on our shows as well, you can help Zach the Drac out at Zach the Drac on Twitter and do some commission work. They're amazing. And I have more projects coming when I can tell you about them. You might see some familiar faces with those projects. And in the meantime, I guess we'll see you here, same Nat time, same Nat channel, next week from Edge of Legend. And without further ado, I am going to get us to raid Blackwater D&D. Oh, and before I go, I forgot. We are very close. If you notice us, we are at like 992,345 followers. If you could please, from one of the amazing raids that came in, support us and follow us. If we get 1,000 subscribers, I will give everyone the benefit of a level 5 hype train and try to create something amazing and brand new to surprise you all when that time comes. Or at least just give you a fun surprise in general. So please, follow us, subscribe us, help us get to 1,000. And we'll see you here, same Nat time, same Nat channel, for Edge of Legend. Thank you so much for joining us on the journey, and we are going to be raiding Blackwater D&D. They're going to be doing, I'm assuming, I think their D&D campaign right now, if not the Triangles campaign. So, see you here, and we're going to be raiding in 3, 2, 1.